West first round playoffs. I'm gonna start with the juiciest one, the best one, the one to win 7 games. Clippers versus Mavs, 4-3 for the Clippers. All right, DeMarcus. I ended up being right about this series, although it was way closer than I would have imagined.
Even in Game 7.
Period. Just like period. What was your big takeaway?
KP's not that guy. I was on the fence part through the season because he had last year sustained stretches of playing really well. He had come back and was working his way back from an injury, and so we're giving him a little bit of benefit of the doubt. And I said I wanted to see the rest of the season and how it played out and to see what his potential could be. And when the season was over, I was done with him. I thought less of him than I did even before. I thought that he failed to show up. He said that he was an afterthought in the offense. There are some possible rumors that he has said that he has made comments about Luka, and there's now a whole is KP jealous of Luka. And all I got to say is, yeah, he's an afterthought. He shot 30% from 3, and he's a big man shooting like 6 threes a game. Get down on the block. You are an afterthought because you're not doing your job. You're not a unicorn. That's not your nickname no more. You lost it.
All right, I will say that I agree with you. I don't think KP is that guy for them. And as far as money situations goes, if anything about KP's contract makes you have to think twice about Tim Hardaway Jr., he needs to go. Because Tim Hardaway Jr. was a dog. He showed up big time for them. And something that I really, really, really have been saying all year long, and now I think is proven, they really missed Seth Curry this year. And Josh Richardson was not a good enough replacement.
Not consistent in the big moments, and Seth can be. He's been there before. They really needed him. What I was really also surprised by was how Kawhi showed up in some of the big moments down the stretch in that series. There were times where Kawhi took over games where he decided that he was going to be the one who scored. And down the stretch in Game 7, times where he was guarding Luka one-on-one. Now, of course, by that point, I would argue Luka was very tired and also hurt. And so that's why I don't think it would matter who was guarding him that much. He was missing all his shots. But Kawhi did take on that responsibility late in the series and on both ends of the court.
I actually think we're going to see Kawhi lock in late in series now if he has to defensively. I don't think he's going to start series defending the other team's best player and burning himself out early because stamina and endurance and just health is always the big question mark with Kawhi now. And I think that Ty Lue is a better coach than people are giving him credit for. I think we saw him make some big adjustments in this series, such as Luke Kennard going from like back-to-back DNPs to getting big minutes. Rondo losing all his minutes for Reggie Jackson in like heavy doses, right?
Well, that was a difference in Game 7. Reggie Jackson, the Clippers role players and their bench, they got the most out of them, and the Mavericks got nothing out of their role players and their bench. I think at one point in Game 7, it was like the Clippers bench had scored 25 points and the Mavericks had scored 4. And so that's no help at all for Luka, not to mention his people who are out there who hit him as starters like KP also aren't hitting. People who were hitting their shots like role players of Dorian Finney-Smith and Tim Hardaway Jr. And Bronson, they also were not hitting the shots they normally make. The role players shrunk, and the other star shrunk. And Rick Carlisle also should have done more double teams on Kawhi late down the stretch in the series because Kawhi was dominating on offense. And so, yeah, Rick Carlisle is a great coach, but in this particular instance on that issue, he got outcoached.
Did you hear him say that he actually had KP out there for spacing? Like he wanted Porzingis to space, not be on the block, not be posting people up.
That makes sense when Boban's out there, but when KP is the only one out there and the Clippers are small, you have to take advantage of your size on the block. You cannot let them get second chance points off of rebounds, and you also can't not just get easy buckets. KP had like 8 points and 6 points in some of these games of the series, and for a guy that's that big, that's supposed to be that good, who gets paid that much, you have to play better than that.
Okay, I'm with you.
Well, no matter what the coach asked you to do, you didn't do it.
Because he did ask you to miss all your threes?
No. That's on you. That's not on Rick Carlisle.